It's time for Huntington Highlanders football on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930. Tonight's game is brought to you by
the Dutch Miller Auto Group, Champion Industries, ProSource, Kenny Queen Ace Hardware, OVP Health, Billy Bob's Wonderland, and by
ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Welcome out to Fitz-Alexander Campbell Thomas Memorial Stadium, the site of tonight's regular season finale between the Huntington Highlanders and the Riverside Warriors. I'm Christian Palmer, welcomed alongside Woody Woodrum for tonight's game. Woody, it's been a story of two different seasons for these two teams. Riverside coming in with an underwhelming season, 3-6 overall. Obviously everything went pretty well on Huntington's side coming into today with an undefeated record of undefeated regular season. What are your expectations for tonight's game?
Well, Riverside, unfortunately, has been a place where it just seems like winning has gone away from here. And it's not Alex Doherty, because there were coaches before him who also didn't have success. 2-3 year coaches, and then you get back and you've got the great coaches. Dick Whitman was at DuPont, did a great job, took them to the state finals in his first year. They were runner-up. They were extremely good, and he finished 64-32. Ralph Hensley had done the same at East Bank. He steps in then, becomes the head coach. Over 5 years, though, he dipped down to 24-27, and since then, Steve Freeman went 3-27 in 3 years, and Zach Davis went 8-22. Alex Doherty is 9-27. And, you look at that, and it's almost they had the same kind of season as Huntington, because 2 years ago, Huntington made the playoffs at 5-5, lost first round, finished 5-6. So did this Riverside team. But then last year, both teams struggled big time, as they were 1-5 and Huntington was 3-6. Thing is, Huntington came out right from the get-go this year, just unbelievably on fire right from the start. And I thought maybe I was imagining things when they beat Parkersburg 47-7, and then they shut out Hurricane at Hurricane, beat Midland in a great game at home, and they've undefeated number one. So that says to me, well, this should be a shoe-in for Huntington. But that's exactly what Billy Seals is worried about with the Highlanders. He gave them the story yesterday of, they know who Mike Tyson is. Probably know him more as a pitch man now than a boxer. But, he's telling them he struck fear into everybody. People were beat before they got in the ring. And then he didn't get ready for Buster Douglas, and a guy who was a 500-1 shot to win the title knocked him out in the 8th round. So it was just a message of, look, you can't come out and just think because their record isn't very good that it won't go your way. If we fumble the ball, if we throw interceptions, if we don't play defense like we played all year, we can lose this game. Because Riverside has won 3 of their last 5 after starting out with 5 of 6 on the road. Billy said, I wouldn't be very happy if my AD did that. He was like, that's crazy. They go to Beckley, they lose at Midland, they go to Spring Valley, they come here for Capital, and then at St. Albans, which is their first win, and at GW. Since then, they've done pretty well. So I don't know what to expect out of them tonight. We've got some different players already. They're talking about Michael Terrell being their running back. Andrew Beria had been their leading rusher, over 700 yards rushing, but he was hurt early against Lincoln County, and at least for now appears to be out. Jake Warner, the quarterback, had over 300 yards of offense in another comeback win last week. So he is capable passing the ball, but of course the opponent this time is not Lincoln County, who is, I believe, 4-5. That's Huntington is 9-0, and although all over the state people seem to think that's some kind of fake, that Huntington shouldn't be number one, that they shouldn't be the team that gets home field advantage. But I've been watching these kids. They're not only playing pretty well, but they're a pretty good group of kids. And something else jumps out at me is, 4 kids are being recruited by Dartmouth. You don't exactly have dummies if Dartmouth is coming to recruit your players. So, so I say it should be a blowout, should be a game you can play your young players, but you've got to watch thinking that. And that's the number one thing that Coach Seals was working on this whole week.
And Woody, you mentioned it just a moment ago. Huntington High moving up to the number 1 in Class AAA in West Virginia after a bye week. Usually not much is accomplished on a bye week, but it was a great week for the Highlanders to move up and past Martinsburg after falling last week to Spring Valley. Just talk a little bit about how important it is for the Highlanders to get the win tonight and secure that number 1 position.
Well, this will be their third 10-0 since we started doing things in 2013. And that year, of course, they got to the state finals. But being number 1 means you play all your games at home. You don't have to go on the road to beat anybody. That's a pretty good feeling. The visitors get to pick the day, whether it's Friday, Saturday, and whether it's afternoon or evening. But still, you sleep in your own beds. You don't have to get in that bus. I can remember Phil Ratliff in one of his years, 99 through about 2004. He had to take his team to Martinsburg in a school bus because all the charter buses were rented out for people to go see Leafs all over West Virginia. There wasn't another charter bus anywhere in the state. So, Martinsburg's 5.5 in a car. It was like 7 hours in a school bus, and it was a long drive back. And we've seen Martinsburg win a lot of titles. Well, part of that is they've stayed at home for 3 rounds. And if you can do that, I remember Marshall in the 1AA playoffs. They were always home because they would bid on the games because they knew the fans would come. And so nothing beats being at home, and that's a big deal for them. The other thing is, they didn't talk about it all week, they've already clinched the MSAC title. They're 8-0. Second place is Cabell Midland at 6-1. So even if they lost, they'd be 8-1. Best Midland could do a 7-1, and they had a tiebreaker with them. But they're not giving out the shirts until after they get home because they've got to beat this Riverside team to put that away, be 9-0 in the league. And, they'd also like to keep their point total down at 79. No other AAA is even close, even in the league. Cabell Midland second with 115 points allowed. 79 is just an amazing number in 9 games. They're averaging giving up about 8 points a game. They've had a couple of shutouts, but, with Seals, it's not that important. Some of those shutouts were where they just went second half. They played the young guys. They lowered the clock to 8 minutes instead of 12. And that way, you're not rubbing their noses in it because Huntington doesn't do that. And that's been something else that in the years that I've been with them, I really appreciate that because there's no need to run up a score on anybody. Everybody's trying hard.
And what you talked a little bit about the Huntington defense there. The Highlanders giving up just 8.8 points per game throughout this season. Let's talk a little bit about the unit that's going to be going up against them today. You mentioned Riverside's offense a little bit. Obviously, Riverside struggled to start the year with that 4-game losing streak, but it's been playing better as of late. But one of the main inconsistencies this year has been the team's offense. In 4 of Riverside's games this year, the team has scored 12 or fewer points, being shut out on 2 separate occasions. And then in 5 of the team's other games, they scored 22 or more. So they have the capability to score, just haven't done it every night, and that will be very important tonight against a strong Huntington High defense and a Huntington High offense who scores 38.4 points per game.
And the thing that Huntington does best of all is they create turnovers. They are plus 14 in turnovers this year, which is a remarkable number. They've gained 6 fumbles, and their interception rate is outstanding. It's the best I can ever remember at Huntington. 18 interceptions. And when you started the season, you've got a true freshman at one corner in Zaza Jackson. You've got a first-year starter in sophomore, Khalif Ty Jr. We didn't know how good those guys would be. Nobody did. And they've got 11 interceptions in between them. Waynick has 2. There's a couple for Amari Felder. Even Scott Arthur, who was kind of a nickelback until he had to take over for Jordan Price, at the Sam linebacker had 2 interceptions, and even Price had an interception. So it's an amazing group that they put together this year. And hey, you gotta like the chances of this group, continuing to play well. They're led by their linebackers, and Arthur's part of that. Tyree Smith and Dave Bradshaw played side by side for 3 years now. They lead the team with 76 tackles for Smith, 75 for Bradshaw. I mean, those are 2 really good linebackers. I see other guys with a lot more numbers, and I think, well, Huntington's numbers may seem low to that because the number that's real low is 79 points. They get off the field quite a bit, 3 and out.
We are approaching the opening kickoff. Both teams heading out to the field at the moment. Riverside first on the field. The Warriors tonight will be wearing an almost all-black uniform. Besides their helmets and numbers, those both being purple. Huntington High going with its away white uniforms, gold pants, green helmets, and green numbering. Huntington High set to take the opening kickoff.
Johnny I has been very consistent. He's already this year, he has put 23 kickoffs into the end zone.
I will take the opening kickoff tonight. If any fans are in attendance, and it doesn't look like II out there. We were told just before the game he has a number switch, wearing number 5 tonight instead of his usual 25.
Yeah, looks like he forgot his jersey maybe, or got caught up. 2 deep men are number 1, Braxton Jones, number 3, Jake Walker.
And II boots the ball deep, caught around the 12-yard line. That is where Riverside will start the return, and the Highlanders make the tackle just outside of the 20.
David Bradshaw, first guy there, and also number 19, Antonio Taylor, who this season, Taylor is a backup, but he's got 10 tackles. 9 of those came on special teams. That's number 10 on the special teams for him.
So Riverside will start things from its own 22-yard line. Quarterback junior Jake Walker leads his team out onto the field. Riverside lines up in shotgun, 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Walker takes the snap, hands it off. The ball goes to his right. Ran off tackle for a gain of around 3 to 4 yards.
Looks like the ball carrier was number 2 that time, Jacob Alderson. Alderson came in last week when Berea got hurt against Lincoln County. He had 11 carries for 82 yards and a touchdown.
Alderson, 6'3" frame, really big guy, going to be hard for the Highlanders to bring down tonight. Second down is a short, quick pass from Walker out to his left. Short pickup here will set up third down. So a big third down play here early on, Woody. Riverside certainly not wanting to go 3 and out here. It looks like just a yard to pick up. Be 3rd and 1. Walker in shotgun with a running back to his left and right. He hands it off to his left.
Number 9, I think, got it that time again. Those numbers are really hard to see.
Yeah, a little hard to make out, still trying to do that at the moment. But the yardage is good enough to grant Riverside a fresh new set of downs. First down for the Warriors. Riverside now with the ball on its own 34-yard line. Walker takes the snap, hands it off to Alderson once again, who fights through initial contact, makes his way just past the 40-yard line.
He was taken down by David Bradshaw, as we said. 75 tackles, leads the team with 15 tackles for loss this year.
So it will be 2nd and 3 for the Warriors. Walker once again lining up in a shotgun set. 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far. He takes the snap and hands it off to Alderson once again, who is met at the line of scrimmage. Do not believe he was able to gain anything on that attempt.
That time it was Bradshaw again. They keep running his ways. And Donovan Garrett, who leads the team in quarterback sacks with 4 this year and pressures with 17.
So with no gain, they'll bring up 3rd and 3 for the Warriors. Riverside coming off of a big win last week against Lincoln County, where the offense put up 33 points.
Whistle on the play. Somebody was moving. Billy Seals is out to the number. He is not very happy. They're calling Huntington for being offsides.
See a few Riverside players clapping. Looks like the ball will be moved up. It'll be close for the first down, and ball looks like just a yard past the first down marker, giving the Warriors another fresh set of downs.
Well, 2 first downs, keeping the ball away from Huntington. That's a great job.
Riverside once again lining up with 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far. Walker in shotgun. And
play clock runs down to 0. Did they get the timeout? Yes, I believe they did.
as it looks like Riverside has requested a timeout, and with that, we will go ahead and step aside for a quick break as well. You're listening to Huntington High Football on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
At any age can be a game changer, but with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
This is Huntington High School head football coach Billy Seals, and my players are awesome. Through the example of athletics with character, integrity, perseverance, our young men are good role models for the community of Huntington, and we're looking forward to all that they do on and off the field for our program. Cowboy County Schools, #BeAwesome.
An injury at any age can be a game changer, but Marshall Orthopedics, the area's only comprehensive sports medicine practice, is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Orthopedics takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Welcome back out to Fitz-Alexander Campbell-Thomas Memorial Stadium. 8 minutes and 40 seconds remaining here in a scoreless first quarter. Riverside, with the first possession of the game, has currently just moved the ball into Highlander territory. For a 9-yard pickup from the Warriors, it will be 2nd and 1 on Huntington's 41-yard line, or excuse me, 46-yard line.
Both times he's gone to Michael Terrell out wide out of the backfield, so you're going to have to keep an eye on the backs coming out.
Riverside in the pistol. Walker takes a snap, fakes a handoff, throws a short dump-off pass to his left. Pass completed to Michael Terrell. So that is another first down for Riverside. Solid start here for the Warriors to at least flip field.
Oh, yeah. They're really doing a great job. The short passes. Three first downs in this drive.
1st and 10. Walker back to pass. He throws the ball to his right, and a juggling catch is made off of a deflection. What a play there.
Khalif Ty Jr. almost had his 7th interception. Couldn't handle the ball as he falls down. The receiver able to dive and come up with him. Michael Terrell, what a nice play.
Unbelievable pick up there. Just kind of scooping the ball right off of the turf. Grants another new set of downs for Riverside. We'll have 1st and 10 on Huntington's 28-yard line. Walker back in shotgun, takes the snap, hands it off to Alderson up the middle, who is met by a number of Highlanders.
Yeah. Number 33 came in for the defense that time. Jordan Price, his first return since he was hurt. He's missed 5 games, but back tonight, makes a tackle there.
So that will make it 2nd and 7 for Riverside. Ball now just outside of Huntington's 25-yard line. Be a shotgun set once again for Walker. 2 running backs split to each of his side. He takes the snap, hands the ball off to Alderson, who runs to his right, powers forward, and is cut down just inside of the 20-yard line.
Terrell Smith makes the stop. 66 for the Nate Peters. The right tackle got into something with Donovan Garrett, the outstanding end of Huntington, and flagged down. I don't think anybody will be ejected. There was some pushing and shoving, though.
A little extracurriculars there. Still waiting for the officials to give the signal which team this penalty is on. Would not be surprised if this is offsetting penalties.
It could be. They were both getting after each other. Part of the game. You know, it's they're having a tough season right now. They're jamming it down the throat of the number 1 team. So, first down, then dead ball. personal foul on Riverside and personal foul on Huntington, just as you said, Christian.
So it will be offsetting penalties. Riverside crowd not very favorable of that call. But however, things will stay as it was just after the play.
7-yard gain there for Alderson. He's got 6 carries for 22 yards already.
And it looks like, the ball will stay back around the 18-yard line for Riverside. Walker back in a shotgun snap, hands it off to Alderson up the middle once again, and he keeps his legs moving all the way around to the 15-yard line.
Tackled again, back-to-back tackles by Tyree Smith, leading tackler on the team with 76 stops this year.
That was a 4-yard pickup by Alderson. We'll set up a 2nd and 6 as Riverside has just entered the red zone. Walker in shotgun with Alderson to his left. He will hand it to Alderson, who runs to his right and is met near the line of scrimmage. Dropped for a short gain.
Ran right into the strong safety. That's Noah Wainick, one of the best players in the state. 44 tackles, 5 tackles for loss, 2 picks, 9 passes broken up. 1 quarterback pressure came last week, or 2 weeks ago in the South Charleston game where he had 8 tackles. He's just stepped up, got better and better in his senior year.
It'll be 3rd and 5 now for Riverside. Warriors will line up in a pistol formation as Alderson behind Walker. He gets the handoff. No, it's a fake. Walker rolls out to his left, has some space. He's hit hard and taken down at the 8-yard line. Gain of about 7.
It's going to be 1st and goal for the Warriors. They're pounding the ball right down the field. They've waited the second half, played like this in their last 2 games. Now they're down at the 8-yard line.
Huntington maybe showing a little bit of rust off of the bye week.
Absolutely, yeah. They needed to rest. And, there's some players banged up on every team this time of year, but you're right.
So it is a pistol formation once again for Riverside. 1 receiver to the near side, 2 to the far. Walker takes the snap, throws it to his right. But pass kind of in between a few players there, falls incomplete.
Yeah, all 3 of his passes so far have gone to the same player. That's Michael Terrell. He has 3 catches for 27 yards. At that time, the ball just nowhere near him.
So that will set up a 2nd and goal for Riverside. Ball on the 7-yard line. 4 minutes and 27 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Still scoreless. Walker in shotgun, takes the snap, hands it off to Alderson, who is trying to fight his way forward for as many yards as he can get. He will be dropped right around the 5-yard line.
54 in there to make the stop for Huntington is Josh Polly. His 18th tackle of the season. He had 4 tackles against South Charleston. Holds that to a 2-yard gain.
So it will be 3rd and goal from Huntington's 5-yard line. Quarterback Jake Walker running back from the sideline after he has the play call.
Play clock's down to 9.
Warriors will have to hurry here. They rush to the line of scrimmage and are able to get the snap off. Walker hands to Alderson, who runs to his left and is dropped at the 4-yard line after a short gain of 1 yard.
Great tackle that time by Scout Arthur. Was last man over there, and if he doesn't make the stop, that's a touchdown.
So that will bring it to 4th and goal. See what the Warriors have in mind here. Few substitutions are made, but it looks like they will keep the offense on the field. Will be 4th and goal from the 4-yard line. Just over 3 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Riverside lines up in an I formation. Walker takes the snap, fakes it, rolls out to his right, and he has a touchdown. Touchdown, Riverside. Believe
number 3, I believe, hit number 2,
Yep.
Jacob Alderson. He's back. That seems to be the thing they've done. There's only been 2 players that were really a part of this, and that is number 9, number 2. They are doing all the offense with number 3, the quarterback.
Alderson, a big focal point for Riverside on that opening drive, leading the Warriors down the field and scoring the first touchdown of the game.
Illegal procedure on the attempt for the kick.
That will back Riverside up. Looks like that's just a 5-yard penalty.
A 17-play drive, 78 yards.
And took almost 10 minutes of time off the clock. The extra point from Riverside is up and good. However, there is a
no, it's no good.
Oh, excuse me, no good. And there is a flag on the play.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that was. It was thrown from behind the umpire's position, kind of. Was way behind the kick at that point, so I don't even have a guess here.
Officials talking back and forth. About to give signal here. Looks like it's going to be a roughing penalty on Huntington. And Riverside will get to redo the extra point.
I did not see anybody hit the kicker.
So Riverside will get an extra opportunity here to try and get the crucial extra point.
Braylon Hill is a junior, 5'4", 125 pounds. We weren't sure who did the kicking for this team. Of course, they get it moved up a little bit. Maybe it was somebody going in on the center, because you can't do that anymore. That time Huntington fakes coming.
Good point there, Woody.
But another illegal procedure.
And it looks like this one will go on Riverside. Back them up once again. So we'll try to get this extra point off at some point. But both teams having some difficulties here.
This is the longest extra point I think I've ever seen in my life.
Ball will be kicked right at the 15-yard line. Hill puts the ball up, and this time it is good. So after all of that, it is 7-0 Riverside. 2 minutes and 47 seconds remaining in the first quarter. We'll step aside for a quick break. You're listening.
Be America's favorite breakfast. They just don't know it yet.
These are a few of my favorite
Wendy's is changing the game from this to a breakfast that eats other breakfasts for breakfast. Who says you can't have a Baconator for breakfast? Don't just grab a coffee. Grab a Frosty Chino instead. And forget that frozen folded egg stuff. All of these have fresh cracked eggs. One bite and it'll be your new favorite. Guaranteed. Try your new favorite today. We'll even deliver it. Order by 10 a.m.
The Marshall Orthopedics High School Game of the Week, presented by the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute, is brought to you in part by Taxmasters. Visit Taxmasters ProBooks at TaxmastersProBooksPlus.com or call them at 740-867-8333. And Jason W. Elkins at Elkins State Farm Agency. Jason can help you find coverage that works for you. Jason W. Elkins, State Farm Agent, 4346 Fifth Street Road, Huntington, and the Governor's Highway Safety Program. You drive, you text, you pay.
Or visit
All right, the kicker is 2.
This is Huntington Highlanders football on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Welcome back out to Fitz Alexander Campbell Thomas Memorial Stadium. It is currently 7-0 Riverside. Jacob Alderson with the first touchdown of the game, and he will do the kicking duties as well. Moving the kickoff down the field, and for Huntington, the ball returned just outside of the 20-yard line.
That was Naki and Harold on the return. Somebody, it looked like maybe Scout Arthur was trying to get a block, and they call him for holding. He only got about 6 yards on the return, and now they're going to lose about 10 due to the holding.
So a flurry of flags here in the first quarter. This penalty will back up Huntington's starting field position inside of its own 15-yard line.
Penalties piling up. That's already 3 on Huntington for minus 20 yards.
So the Highlanders will start this drive on the 12-yard line. Laco lines up in a shotgun formation, quickly pitches the ball out to his left. I believe that is Felder on the carry, still on his feet. He's made his way past the first down marker and knocked down around the 25-yard line.
Making the stop, number 54 for the Warriors, Alex Barria. Very good player, offensive, defensive line. Does a great job.
Good start to the drive for Huntington, especially after that impressive first drive of the game from Riverside. Will be 1st and 10, Huntington with the ball on its own 26. Laco sends a man in motion to his right, but will hand the ball off up the middle. That is Jones running to his left. He's knocked down just before the 30-yard line. Pickup of around 3.
Yeah, give him 4 there, kind of in the middle of the 29 and 30.
Laco and the offense now back on the ball. 2 receivers to the near side and 2 to the far. Takes the shotgun snap, looks to his right, has Curtis Jones open in the flat. Jones with a stiff arm, able to give himself some extra yards, and he is tripped up and down just inside of the 45.
They have been really working on Jones catching the ball out of the backfield in practice for the last 3 weeks, and it really paid off there with a big 15-yard gain.
The 15-yard gain will set the ball just inside of Huntington's own 45.
Their second first down already.
The Highlanders are approaching Riverside territory. Huntington once again in a shotgun formation. Laco will send Felder in motion. He fakes a handoff, fires the ball towards Waynick, but pass is broken up and falls incomplete.
And it looked like 2 players got there, 9 Michael Terrell and 14 Adam Wilkinson, one of their linebackers who at times plays free safety. But both of them able to get a hand on it, broke it up.
Just over a minute remaining here in the first quarter. Riverside currently holding a 7-0 lead against the Highlanders. 2nd and 10 for Huntington. 2 receivers to the far side. Laco will hand it off up the middle to Curtis Jones, and he drops the ball immediately. However, he is able to fall back on it. He grabs the ball right at the line of scrimmage, so no yards lost from Huntington, but a brief scare for a moment.
Oh. If he'd set Riverside up at the 45-yard line, they'd have to be feeling really great about the way it's going. It's only 30 seconds left in the first quarter because they had such a long drive.
3rd and 10 now for the Highlanders. Laco back in shotgun, 2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near, and just before the play, a flag is thrown by the near side official.
Blitz was coming that time, and it looked like they had a good shot at getting Laco. That was Barria again.
Penalty will be on the Highlanders. That will back Huntington up 5 yards on a false start, making it 3rd and 15.
4 penalties, minus 20 yards.
3rd and long now for the Highlanders. Laco by himself in the backfield, empty set. He takes the shotgun snap, has some pressure, immediately fires it to Jones to his left, but the pass falls off his hands and incomplete. the Highlanders will be forced to punt.
Something that they didn't do 2 weeks ago against South Charleston was punt any point in the game. Scout Arthur kicking pretty well this year. 12 punts, 356 yards, gives him about a 29.7 average. His long has been 49. He's put 3 kicks inside the 20.
And back for the Warriors to return is Michael Terrell. It's a high kick down the field. Takes a bounce just outside of the 30.
Excellent roll.
Huntington bounce. Really nice punt from Arthur. Travels all the way inside of the 20. Lands right at the 15.
That's a sensational punt by Arthur. It's another one inside the 20.
And that will end the first quarter. So after 12 minutes of play, the Riverside Warriors lead the Huntington Highlanders 7-0. We'll step aside for a quick break. You're listening to Huntington High School football on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
At any age can be a game changer. But Marshall Orthopedics, the area's only comprehensive sports medicine practice, is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Orthopedics takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Going out? Hungry? Have kids? Looking for a fun, casual joint? Then Roosters at Pullman Square in Huntington is the place to be. Bring the kids 12 and under on Tuesdays, and they eat for just 99 cents all day long. That's right, an entree, 2 sides, and a drink for less than $1. Plus, Tuesday at Roosters means a featured appetizer all day for just $2. Roosters will lighten your mood and not your wallet. And you can always enjoy your favorite sports on Roosters 40 TVs. Roosters at Pullman Square in Huntington, a fun, casual joint.
An injury at any age can be a game changer. But with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take...
I think it's Alderson again.
Welcome back out to Fitz Alexander Campbell Thomas Memorial Stadium. Second quarter just underway here. Missed one play while we were in break. That was a 1-yard run by Jacob Alderson. Alderson being used early and often by Riverside tonight, but this time it is Walker scrambling his way out of a sack for a short 2-yard pickup. We'll put the ball on Riverside's own 19-yard line. It will be 3rd and 7 for Riverside. Just under 11 minutes remain here in the first half of action. Riverside will line up with 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Walker takes the snap and throws a short pass to Alderson, who is able to carry a defender past the first down marker, getting just enough to secure another Riverside first down. I believe that was a gain of 8 on the play.
Tyree Smith complaining that he was held or something on the play, couldn't get a clean shot. So I don't know. We'll keep an eye on that. But an excellent throw and catch for 9 yards.
1st and 10 now for the Warriors. Ball at the 28-yard line. This time Walker will throw a short pass over the middle. Caught and completed. The ball caught by Michael Terrell, the 5'6" sophomore. 7-yard pickup on the play. Make it 2nd and 3. 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far for Riverside. Walker takes the snap and will hand it off to Alderson, who is met and dropped in the backfield. Great pressure there.
David Bradshaw and Donovan Garrett come up with a stop.
That will make it a 3rd and longer, or still a manageable 3rd down
And lost about 3 there, so make it a 3rd and 6 back at the 32.
Riverside breaks the huddle. There will be 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. Walker takes the snap, and it looks like an option to his right. He will pitch the ball to Alderson, and the ball falls off his hands and lands out of bounds.
Fortunate there.
Right at the 35-yard line, so it will be a pickup of 4 yards for Riverside. But it looks like that will send the punting unit out onto the field. Quarterback Jake Walker had been doing the punting duties for Riverside this year, but it will be Jacob Alderson who has taken over. He kicks one down the field, bouncing at Huntington's 35. It will take a Riverside roll. Ball travels about 8 yards to the Huntington High 27-yard line, and that's where the Highlanders will start this drive.
38-yard kick, no return.
And Huntington, Woody, looking for a response here. Still very early in this game, but you do not want to let Riverside keep a hold of momentum for too long.
No, and that's a good stop by defense, getting off the field in a hurry. Now the offense needs to move the ball down the field.
It will be 1st and 10 for Huntington. Laco takes the snap, fakes a pass to his left, tries to run, but he is dropped in the backfield for a loss.
52, Andrew Bosher, a 5'11", 200-pound senior, comes up with a stop from his defensive end position.
It will be a 3-yard loss on the play, making it 2nd and 13 for the Highlanders. Will be shotgun once again for Huntington. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Laco takes the snap, looking downfield, will fire it over the middle. Pass intended for Amari Felder, but the pass slightly behind him, falls incomplete.
Yeah, number 14 again with pass broken up. Adam Wilkinson doing a nice job there.
We'll make it 3rd and long here for Huntington. It'll actually be 3rd and 12. Once again be a shotgun set for Laco. He has Jones to his left, but he takes the snap and faces pressure immediately, rolls out to his left, fires the ball down the field, and it is intercepted.
Tried to force the pass that time, should have just taken the loss. Intended for Nokia and Harold, but can't see the number yet. Number 3, I believe, the quarterback, Jay Walker, comes up with it.
Walker doing it on offense and defense here in the first half of play.
And they also get the ball to Huntington's side of the line there at the 39-yard line.
Sets up shop nicely here for Riverside. We mentioned Riverside struggling this season with a 3-6 overall record. However, the team playing much better lately, winning 3 of its last 5 and 2 of its last 3. Looking to finish the regular season on a strong note. Riverside will start off in an empty set, but Walker will motion Alderson back to his right. He takes the snap, drops back to pass, rolls out to his right. The ball will fall incomplete.
And there's a flag on the play.
Ball was intended for number 10, Bryant Welch.
Well, I think actually 20 was downfield.
Yep.
Yeah, Roger Gray maybe, but I think the flag was against Riverside.
Still waiting for the word from our head official here. And the ball's been picked up and headed back into Riverside territory.
15-yard penalty there. You got to think that's a chop block or something.
Exactly what Riverside did not want to do after being set up with tremendous field position.
Now they back all the way up to their own 45.
Riverside will go under center this time. Walker fumbles the snap but is able to pick it back up. Hands it off to number 9, Michael Terrell. He runs forward for a very short pickup of 2 yards.
Ran into number 6, Curtis Jones, number 10, Tyrese Smith. Maybe 2 yards.
The ball now on Riverside's own 47-yard line. The Warriors will need Huntington's 30 for the first down. Walker takes the snap in shotgun, rolls to his left, looking down the field, and fires it over everyone's head there. Looks like he might have had a receiver there for a moment. I believe that was Jones, the intended receiver.
Braxton Jones was down there, but quarterback pressure by Roger Garrett. Excuse me, Roger Garrett was his dad, who played at Marshall. Donovan Garrett had the pressure, hit him just as he threw. That made the pass go errant.
So it is 3rd and a country mile here for Riverside. We'll see if the Warriors have something up their sleeve. Walker takes the snap and faces immediate pressure. Has to roll out to his left, still looking down the field. And this pass is broken up by the Huntington defense.
Yeah, it looked like 13 with pass breakup. Khalif Ty almost caught it up another 8 yards downfield.
That will bring the punting unit out on the field for Riverside. Another stop for the Huntington defense. 7 minutes and 11 seconds remain here in the first half of action. Riverside still holding a 1-score lead as the Warriors lead 7-0.
Nearly blocked that time by Therese Smith. Ball trickle out just short of the 20-yard line, about the 22.
Solid punt there from Alderson. Will force Huntington to go the majority of the field on this drive.
31 yards, no return.
And Woody, obviously Huntington still scoreless here throughout the first quarter and a half. What does Huntington need to change up, in your opinion, to get on the scoreboard here?
Well, I just think they've got to play Huntington ball. Let's mix the run and the pass. You don't have to throw deep every time. Noah Waynick over the middle, being a big receiver, might be an option against this Riverside team. But they're playing like their hair's on fire right now. They're doing a great job with 7 minutes left until halftime.
Huntington will start this drive on its own 22-yard line. Laco takes the shotgun snap, and it is a quarterback-designed run. He runs the ball to his right and is tripped up at the 29-yard line, gain of 7.
Good blocking by his fullback. Deadrick Graves came in. He was the lead blocker on that play. Finally tackled by number 42, Justin Rucker.
So it will be 2nd and 3 for the Highlanders. Will be a shotgun set once again. Laco sends a man in motion to his left, but will hand the ball off, ran to his right. It is good for a first down for the Highlanders. I believe that was Markel Jones. No, excuse me. That was Deadrick Graves on the carry.
Yeah, he's a youngster, just a freshman for this team. He's rushed for nearly 200 yards and 2 touchdowns in some play, but 6'1", 210, you got to like that size when they're only in the 9th grade.
First down and 10 for the Highlanders. Laco takes the snap and pitches it out to his left to freshman Zaza Jackson. Jackson able to pick up a short gain.
Jackson had an amazing run. It was an end around last week, 2 weeks ago against South Charleston, and he had a whole nother gear that he hit when he got around the corner. So you got to keep an eye on that. That's a play they're going to run quite a bit, but he picks up about 2 to the 32-yard line.
They'll call it a 2-yard gain, so it will be 2nd and 8 here for Huntington. Will be 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. That's Waynick. and Jones, the running back, to Laco's right. But Laco calls his own number once again. And a read option there. He runs the ball to his right.
And they think he's hurt. 51 immediately with Will Meadows was waving for the trainer to come on and take a look at the quarterback. Now, this would be interesting for Huntington because you've got some young guys, Jackson Hatfield and Avante Crawford have been working mostly behind the quarterback. Early in the season, though, Markel Jones, 6'2", 185-pound sophomore, was the backup. And there appears to be a flag down as well, not too far from where Laco is down. Didn't see the call.
That flag was just thrown, Woody, so getting in there a little bit late. However, with Laco still down, we'll go ahead and step aside for a quick break. You're listening to Huntington High School football on ESPN 94.1 FM and
General Stores knows West Virginia, but what some may not know is what LG is doing in your communities. And I'm here to tell you how Little General, with the strength of their 100-plus stores, is helping to enrich lives and empower families in West Virginia. Like the Norma May Huggins Cancer Research Endowment Fund, which is fighting to cure cancer every day right here in West Virginia. Locally owned and operated, LG has always been there and always will be. Little General Stores, committed to West Virginians. Boom!
Did you know when you send or receive a text message, you take your eyes off the road for 5 seconds? At 55 miles per hour, that's like driving more than the length of a football field blindfolded. As a result, thousands of people die every year in crashes related to distracted driving. That's why we're cracking down on people who text or use their smartphones while driving. We would rather you cross the goal line alive. Law enforcement officers write tickets to save lives. Don't text and drive.
welcome back out to Fitz Alexander Campbell Thomas Memorial Stadium. We are just over midway through the second quarter here. 5 minutes and 5 seconds remain in the first half of action.
And a personal foul called on Huntington in addition to their quarterback being knocked out. So instead of 3rd and 8, they'll be backed up for a second down all the way back at the 25-yard line, with the yard line to make will be the 44-yard line.
So Huntington really needing a few big plays here. Oh, excuse me, it's already 3rd down, so they will need one really big play here.
Yeah, it was a dead ball foul they called after. I don't know if somebody got after a player because they knocked out the quarterback or what. But 3rd and 19 at the 25.
And now back at quarterback is Nakin Harrell. He takes the shotgun snap, runs the ball to his right, and is dropped in the backfield.
Yeah, nothing there for him that time. Couldn't get enough blockers out in front. Number of players in on the hit, including 28 is Joe Cook, and 52 again, Andrew Bosher. So Huntington punting out of their own end.
Loss of 7 yards there for the Highlanders. And a struggling first half on offense continues for Huntington.
4th and 26 back at the 18-yard line.
Back to punt now for the Highlanders is Scout Arthur, the senior. However, there is a whistle on the field.
They're moving someone away from was down on the field, and they're getting him ejected from the track area around the field. Don't know what he said to the officials, but they quickly pointed him to the gate.
Must have went a little too far with whatever he said.
Yeah. It was on the Huntington sideline. I can't really, I have to say I don't know who it is, though.
Officials still looking over that way, making sure that he vacates the area on the field. The white hat will blow his official. Play is ready to restart. Arthur back to punt on his own 2-yard line. Good snap. Good high kick from Arthur. The ball is muffed at midfield, and Huntington has fallen on it.
Second man there is number 29 for the Highlanders, Christian Saunders, comes up with the fumble. What a great kick, too, by Scout Arthur.
Huntington really needing a play to switch or shift momentum. That will certainly help so. Goes from the Highlanders giving the ball back to Riverside to Huntington now in a great spot. Really good field position. Fresh new set of downs. We'll see what the Highlanders are able to do with it here. And it looks like Laco is back on the field for Huntington. He takes the shotgun snap, and he runs the ball right up the middle, breaks a few tackles. Is he going to go all the way? Yes, he does. He beats the last man. He's into the end zone. 49-yard touchdown run for Gavin Laco. They thought they knocked him out, but he comes right back.
Wow. I mean, talk about a big-time comeback. That's unbelievable. I mean, they get the fumble of the muff, 44, and then number 3 does the rest. I think he was a little fired up about that big hit.
A really just burst in the midfield to get past that second level.
Yes, it is Johnny Ii, number 5 tonight. Kicks the extra point.
And the extra point up and good for the Highlanders. That ties the game at 7. 4 minutes and 17 seconds remain here in the first half of action. We'll step aside for another quick break. You're listening to Huntington High School football on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
An injury at any age can be a game changer, but with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Planning for a funeral is never easy, and selecting the right mortuary can be important. Family owned and operated for over 6 decades, our family has helped other families going through the most difficult time. Chapman's Mortuary and Crematory can help you plan arrangements today or offer a pre-need funeral plan in line with your intimate wishes. And now, we provide Huntington's only on-site crematory. Call us for a free consultation. Chapman's Mortuary and Crematory, serving the tri-state for over 60 years.
An injury at any age can be a game changer, but Marshall Orthopedics, the area's only comprehensive sports medicine practice, is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Orthopedics takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
He kicks it down to number 1. He was at about the 12 or 15.
Seven to 7, just over 4 minutes remaining here in the first half. Huntington High's kickoff returned past midfield. A big run that time by the senior Braxton Jones.
39 yards on that return, sets him up at the Huntington 46.
Riverside looking to answer right back after the Huntington High touchdown. 1st and 10 will be a read option play. Walker keeps it himself this time, running up the middle for a few tough yards before sliding down.
Yep, slid down about the 40-yard line, so give him 6.
We'll make it 2nd and 4 for the Warriors here. Ball already onto Huntington's side of the field.
Some of the fans yelling because somebody from Huntington fell on him, but when you're already in your dive, you know, he pulled up the best he could to stay off of the player.
Walker this time hands the ball off to Alderson, who is stopped just after the line of scrimmage, able to pick up 1 at most.
He's exchanging words with number 13, Noah Waynick, about that play. Waynick put the big stick on him from the strong safety position. Ball is almost touching the 40, so no gain on the play. I believe it's touching the 40.
So 3rd and 4 for the Warriors here. Walker back in shotgun, takes the snap, fires it quickly out to his right. That is Michael Terrell. Terrell, though, will lose a few yards on this play. Tackled for a 2-yard loss, and that will bring 4th down.
Yeah, Terrell was looking to make some yards, but he was hit quickly by David Bradshaw and then some help from Noah Waynick to make the stop. No gain on that play.
Riverside keeping the offense on the field here, somewhat in no man's land. Don't want to punt the ball here, not close enough to kick the ball.
Hey, they're playing like they've got nothing to lose, which they don't. So go for it. Have fun. Going to change the play here with clock down to 5.
Walker barking out some last-minute signals, takes the snap, fires the ball quickly, but it is deflected at the line of scrimmage and falls down incomplete.
I believe number 50, James Scott, with a pass breakup. You know, you just don't think you're going to get that out of the nose guard who's 6 foot 270, but James Scott got a hand up, which is what they teach defensive linemen to do. If you can't get to the quarterback, get your hand up.
Another big stop from the Huntington High defense. The Huntington High defense has played extremely well after the first possession of the game. Riverside drove down the field and scored an opening series touchdown. We're just under 2 minutes in the second quarter.
And as well as Riverside played, if Huntington can put something together here and go ahead, they've got to be feeling pretty good at halftime.
1 minute and 54 seconds remaining in the first half. Laco takes the snap, pitches the ball out to Nacken Harrell, who has some space. He's able to run past the 45, knocked out of bounds just before the 50. Gain of about 8 to 9 yards.
Number 14, Adam Wilkinson, we called his name a bunch on defense. Ended up being about a 9-yard gain for Nacken. His running plays have increased some here in the last couple of weeks. He is 7 of 75 for the season, so he occasionally gets that chance on that end around, does a good job.
It looks like the ball will actually be moved up past the 50-yard line.
That must have been a penalty.
Did not see the flag thrown, but there must have been. So,
I didn't see it either.
The ball is now on Riverside's 46-yard line. Laco takes the shotgun snap, looking to his left, fires the ball down the field, and a really nice catch is made there. Waynick on the reception for the Highlanders. He is knocked out of bounds at Riverside's 18-yard line.
Well, you know what that was a 6'2" receiver against Michael Terrell, who is a 5'6" corner, and he just turned around and out-jumped him at that point all the way down to the 18-yard line.
Big pickup for the Highlanders there. Will put Huntington into the red zone.
Quick huddle there, 13 on the play clock. Still plenty of time.
1 minute and 34 seconds remain here in the first half of action. And it will stay that way for a while as Riverside has requested a timeout.
Well, I can see that. You want to get your kids gathered up there and, not let something silly happen to them. So, about 28 yards on that pass to the big man, and a guy that I honestly think should be up for it. A lot of people are being thrown around for the Kennedy Award, but Waynick is certainly one of the best defensive backs in the game. I mean, he's done a great job there with 44 tackles, 5 tackles for loss, 2 picks, one of those for a touchdown, 9 passes broken up, and a quarterback pressure. And then on offense, he's just 28 catches, 624 yards, which leads the team 22 yards a catch. So, 28 is about his normal catch. And he's talked to Dartmouth, and he's also talked to Fairmont State. But I think some other people ought to take a look at that young man because he's got a lot of heart and a lot of talent.
Also a special teams touchdown this year, kick return for a touchdown earlier in the season against Midland. So Waynick really does it all And Locko going back to him here, and he makes a juggling catch at the goal line. He really does do it all. Touchdown, Noah Wainick, his 5th of the season.
My goodness, if I could talk about him and he can do that all the time, why not? A juggling catch. The defensive back got a piece of him on the play, and somehow he saw the ball out in front of himself. It was a great play fake by Locko to hold the defense kind of in check. But 2 defensive backs end up knocking him into the end zone as he pulls the catch in.
Aye now on for the extra point for the Highlanders. Snap is good, hold is good, kick is good. Highlanders now lead 14-7 over Riverside, grabbing the first lead of the game for Huntington.
You know, and I'd be the first one to say Riverside is playing a great ball game right now, but you know that 3-play drive that took the ball down the field for 56 yards didn't take very long. You know, they were in 27 seconds. They went in and got the score. And, of course, there was a 5-yard penalty in there as well. But Nike Harold has a 9-yard run, and then 2 big passes to Noah Wainick just really hurt this plucky team of Riverside.
And if you are Riverside here, Woody, what is your plan to get the offense to get back going? Seemed like they moved the ball with ease on the first drive, really using Jacob Alderson a lot to get the ball down the field. However, they ran the ball a lot with him on the first drive, and just 1 minute and 27 seconds remain here.
Well, I think Huntington made some really good adjustments over on the sideline. Billy Seals is defensive coordinator, and I'm sure they're talking to the coaches upstairs, and they have adjusted and stopped Riverside on their last 2 drives.
Aye, with the kickoff for Huntington, boots it down the field and is caught just inside of the 15-yard line. Flag on the play. Ball returned by number 9, Michael Terrell.
Terrell returns it. He's tackled by 20. Scout Arthur on a return. A hold will take him back. They were at the 28, about a 15-yard return. But now they're going to back him up from a flag is at the 22, so they'll start back at, well, he didn't quite get it to the 12, so we'll call it 13.
So just 1 minute and 21 seconds remain here in the first half of action. We'll see how aggressive Riverside is here, or if they will be pleased with going into halftime with a 1-score game.
Well, I think they would have been pleased if they could have held the lead, but now they may feel like they got to go for it here against Huntington. They've only got 1 timeout left as well.
Walker lines up this time under center, hands it off to Alderson, who initially runs the ball up the middle, tries the right side of the field as well, really nowhere to go.
He ran into James Scott, and a 270-pounder got knocked down, but so did the running back Alderson on that play. And Huntington takes their first time out. Huntington's thinking, hey, we get a stop here. We get the ball back maybe on our side of the 50, and away we go. We get another touchdown.
With the stoppage in play, we will go ahead and step aside for a quick break. You're listening to Huntington High School football on ESPN 94.1 FM.
At any age can be a game changer, but with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Oh no!
What's wrong?
Our bank just sold our mortgage to a company I've never even heard of before.
I didn't understand that was something that could happen. This is an out-of-state company. Well, this isn't a decision we would have made.
Looks like our bank made it for us.
At Huntington Federal, we never sell the mortgages of those who've entrusted us with something as important as the financing of their home.
Now what do we do?
I'm going to get online and apply for a new Huntington Federal mortgage today.
Huntington Federal. Local then, local now.
An injury at any age can be a game changer, but Marshall Orthopedics, the area's only comprehensive sports medicine practice, is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Orthopedics takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Huntington Highlanders football now on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Welcome back out to Fitz Alexander Campbell Thomas Memorial Stadium. Huntington currently owns a 14-7 lead. Just over a minute left in the first half of action. 1 minute and 12 seconds left on the clock. And it will be
there they go.
And 11.
Yeah, they backed it up to 1 minute and 16 seconds. Now it's second down and 12 at the 11-yard line.
Walker lining up under center. Takes the snap, turns around and hands the ball off to Alderson once again. And Huntington High starting to figure out this Riverside rushing attack. Alderson once again dropped at the line of scrimmage.
Well, when he came in, number 33, Jordan Palmer, was in the backfield, so he tried to fake, but then there was also number 10, Therese Smith, and 13 there to make another stop, and he didn't lose any yardage. He managed to stay at the 11-yard line.
The Highlanders will take another timeout here, preserving as much time as possible on the game clock. Still 1 minute and 10 seconds remain. Will be an upcoming 3rd and 11 for the Riverside Warriors.
They're trying to run the clock, but with Huntington having timeouts left, I guess they just feel like they're backed up at the 11-yard line, and you don't want to throw a pick here. And, you know, they're not quite as sure of themselves as they were with a 7-0 lead where they controlled 10 minutes of the first quarter to score and leave Huntington only 2. They were really after Huntington early on, but they have seemed to right the ship.
Momentum has shifted. 3rd and 11 now. Riverside and Huntington both back on the field. Riverside will switch to an empty set here. Just Walker in the backfield. 2 receivers to the near side, 3 to the far. Walker fires the ball quickly over the middle. The ball behind his intended receiver and falls incomplete.
Yeah, Michael Terrell didn't really have a good look at that one. It was behind him a bit, plus he was covered by Tyrese Smith in the middle. Good rush up front, but he got the ball off exactly like he wanted to, but now they got a punt again with 1:06 to go.
And with the incompletion, Woody, Huntington gets to save that final timeout. We will see if the good defense here at the end of the half pays off for the Highlanders.
Boy, they came after that one.
Huntington almost blocking the punt attempt of Riverside's. The kick was just gotten off by Alderson. The ball,
30-yard punt.
Yeah, lands around the Riverside 41-yard line, and that is where Huntington will start this drive.
So just under a minute to play here, 57.8 minutes. Huntington does have a timeout, as you said. 30-yard punt. It was a lot of pressure. 4 or 5 guys very close to blocking that kick. Did a good job of getting it off.
The Highlanders offense has been moving rapidly the past 2 drives. We will see if they have more in store here in the first half. Under a minute left to play here in the first half of action. Laco takes the shotgun snap, faces some pressure, steps up in the pocket and fires the ball down the field. He has Felder. Felder makes a man miss, cuts to the outside, has some open space, 15, 10, 5, hits a defender, stretches his arm out for the end zone. Touchdown, Highlanders.
Wow, what a play and what a run. And, you know, you got to love that players on this side of the field who thought they were out of the play. Noah Waynick got a key block. He went on downfield, picked off a guy, and that helped Felder, who had a lot of speed as well, to get to the end zone. Bang, 41 yards just like that.
Huntington just burning 15 seconds on that drive. II now on for the extra point. He puts it up and good. The Highlanders now with 3 consecutive scores on Riverside.
And, you know, it's 3 drives, a couple drives in a row that have only taken seconds to get in the end zone. We say it was 58 seconds, so that one took 16 seconds to get Huntington 41 yards on one play. They have struck fast. And a game that, I mean, a quarter ago, Riverside felt like they're going to win this game.
Right, I believe it was just about 7 minutes ago, Woody, that the Highlanders still had 0 points. And then
yes, didn't score till the second quarter. Right. But, you know, this team, for some reason or another, has slowed down this year.
Huntington High now setting up the kickoff. 42 seconds remain here in the first half. The Highlanders with a 14-point lead.
Getting something from Jimmy Morgan, says with his 15th touchdown, that makes Gavin Locko the leader for passing touchdowns in a season.
Aye kicks one end over end down the field, picked up just inside of the 15-yard line, returned over 10 yards out past the 25-yard line.
Number 1, Braxton Jones, and who's he taking down? We told you about him earlier. Antonio Taylor, just a special teams demon on making tackles.
So now Riverside, after being very conservative in its last drive, will have the ball on its own 26-yard line with just 33 seconds remaining. We'll see how aggressive the Warriors are to end the first half. Walker back in shotgun, takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Alderson, will keep it himself, runs to his right for a short pickup of 3 yards before he is dropped by the Highlanders.
Donovan Garrett in there again, making the tackle. He's just been after the quarterback all evening. Got through the little pushing and shoving with one of the linemen and has been playing tough, and it looks like that's going to be the final play of the half.
Riverside offense heads off of the field as the final seconds of the first half tick off of the clock. The halftime score is 21-7 in favor of the Huntington Highlanders. Woody, your initial thoughts on the first half?
Well, you know, no matter how much you preach to kids, hey, this is a good team. Hey, they won 3 of their last 5, 2 of their last 3. So we got to be on our game. They came back. They beat South Charleston. They beat St. Albans. They beat Lincoln County, who's got a winning record right now. Well, they just looked a little flat in the first quarter. And a 10-minute drive, it made Huntington, I think, feel like, we better get going. And they didn't get going right away. But in the second quarter, they've just been unstoppable. Just one long play after another. Locko comes back from looking like he's knocked out to going 44 yards for a touchdown on one play. Then he throws to Noah Wainick for a touchdown, and then he throws to Amari Felder, who makes, with some good blocking, an amazing run for a touchdown. He caught the ball on the far side, came across the middle, took it down the left side, and reached for the end zone. So 21-7, Huntington's got to feel pretty good, but I think they've got to come out in there. They're going to get the kickoff. I think if they can come out and maybe put a drive together, then Riverside might start to feel like, this one's getting away from us.
Really a dominant second quarter there from the Highlanders. We'll step aside for a quick break. You're listening to Huntington High School football on ESPN 94.1 FM.
At any age can be a game changer. But Marshall Orthopedics, the area's only comprehensive sports medicine practice, is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Orthopedics takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Are you nervous? I trust Huntington Federal. I believe in them, and I think they believe in us.
There it is. Hey, David.
Well, are you both together?
We're sitting here in front of our new dream home.
Well, I think we just made your dreams come true. Hello? Hello? Is anyone there? Hello?
Huntington Federal, making dreams come true.
Going out? Hungry? Have kids? Looking for a fun, casual joint? Then Roosters at Pullman Square in Huntington is the place to be. Bring the kids 12 and under on Tuesdays, and they eat for just 99 cents all day long. That's right, an entree, 2 sides, and a drink for less than $1. Plus, Tuesday at Roosters means a featured appetizer all day for just $2. Roosters will lighten your mood and not your wallet. And you can always enjoy your favorite sports on Roosters 40 TVs. Roosters at Pullman Square in Huntington, a fun, casual joint.
If you're enjoying tonight's free broadcast of Huntington High School football, please please consider making a donation to Huntington High School Sports Boosters. High school football ticket admissions cover the cost of many other high school sports programs. Due to the attendance restrictions from COVID-19, your support is more important than ever before. Please donate at paypal.com/HHSBoosters or click on the link in the Facebook post. Thanks, and go Highlanders!
Looking for fair prices, professional service, and the most customer-friendly shop in the tri-state? Then Freedom Gun & Pawn in Lavalette is your kind of place. Freedom Gun & Pawn has the best selection of new, pre-owned, and vintage firearms, plus a large stock of ammo and accessories. Freedom Gun & Pawn is everything you want in a gun and pawn shop. Freedom Gun & Pawn, proud to support our local high schools and communities. Across from Food Fair in Lavalette, online at freedomgunandpawn.com.
Did you know when you send or receive a text message, you take your eyes off the road for 5 seconds? At 55 miles an hour, that's like driving more than the length of a football field, blindfolded. As a result, thousands of people die every year in crashes related to distracted driving. That's why we're cracking down on people who text or use their smartphones while driving. We would rather you cross the goal line alive. Law enforcement officers write tickets to save lives. Don't text and drive.
This is Huntington High School head football coach Billy Seals, and my players are awesome. Through the example of athletics with character, integrity, perseverance, our young men are good role models for the community of Huntington, and we're looking forward to all that they do on and off the field for our program. Cowboy County Schools, #BeAwesome.
Oh no!
What's wrong?
Our bank just sold our mortgage to a company I've never even heard of before.
I didn't understand that was something that could happen. This is an out-of-state company. Well, this isn't a decision we would have made.
Looks like our bank made it for us.
At Huntington Federal, we never sell the mortgages of those who've entrusted us with something as important as the financing of their home.
Now what do we do?
I'm going to get online and apply for a new Huntington Federal mortgage today.
Huntington Federal. Local then, local now.
An injury at any age can be a game changer. But with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
doesn't mean you have to fight over every little thing. Coke or Pepsi, Ford or Chevy, you can have whatever you desire. But one thing we all have in common, our hearts are on fire.
Start the second half, the Warriors will kick off, the Highlanders will receive. Kicking off for the Warriors, number 2, Jacob Alderson. You better get way, you better hit pulls out of kick on play. If there was a problem, yo, I saw it. Check out the good one, DJ Walker.
They come out and they even play better, so that's what I'm hoping to see now, Christian. As we start the second half, I'd like to see Huntington play better because they certainly can.
And second half just about underway. It will be Huntington receiving the second half kickoff.
And
there's a whistle on the field.
Riverside offsides on the kick, obviously.
Another self-inflicted wound here for Riverside. This one, though, not as large. Just back the kick up a little bit here.
It does give Huntington a chance, though, to get great field position now. Their return man's at the 20.
Every yard counts, and Riverside wanting to limit as much Huntington offense as possible here in the second half, already trailing by 2 touchdowns.
Knack getting Harold, the deep man. Really great hands. He's not the fastest guy out there, and he's certainly not the biggest, but he is very, very good at catching the ball and hanging on to it. He's done a nice job. Hope I haven't jinxed him here as we get another kick.
And it will be Jacob Alderson taking the kickoff for Riverside. He boots it down the field with his left foot, somewhat of a squib kick that takes a great bounce inside of the Huntington 10. Knack and Harold picks it up and has some space. Cuts to the near side of the field. Is able to make his way just past the 25-yard line before he is ran out of bounds by a host of Riverside defenders.
Well, yeah, as you said, that kick kind of squibbed all the way down to 5. Harold picked it up there, and then suddenly was nearly up to the 30-yard line. What a great return. Well, they're actually going to mark it at the 32.
Yeah, I mistakenly said just past the 25, just past the 30-yard line. So
27-yard return there. That's getting it done on when you didn't have anybody but you and about 6 defenders to try to get away from.
So Huntington will start this drive on its own 32-yard line. Gavin Locko back out in quarterback. He takes the shotgun snap and will pitch this one out to Nacken, and he runs this one forward. Harrell is able to pick up a short gain here, I believe. Picked up 2 yards there before he's knocked out of bounds.
Number 11 getting up slowly there. He was part of that tackle for Riverside, Braden Ward. He's 6'6". He's blocked a couple of kicks this year. One for a safety, a punt against St. Albans, I believe. So he's been a pretty good player. Harold picks up, about 2 yards.
Be 2nd and 8 for the Highlanders. 11 minutes and 15 seconds remain here in the third quarter. Huntington currently leads 21-7. Locko in the shotgun set, takes the snap, faces some initial pressure, rolls out to his right, and is able to make a connection down the field. And there's a cut into the middle of the field, another cut. This is a big run by the Highlanders.
Scout Arthur, what a play.
Tremendous play by Scout Arthur, just cutting in and out of the defense, able to make his way all of the way down to Riverside's 17-yard line. Huntington was really getting the offense moving at the end of the first half. They hit the ground running here once again in the third quarter.
49 yards on the pass and catch. What a run.
Huge play for the Highlanders. Huntington now in the shotgun set. Locko with a great play there. The shotgun snap just about went over the head of the 6-foot junior quarterback, but he reached up with his right arm, able to almost Odell that one with a one-handed catch. And keep things from.
Yeah, got a couple of yards, too. Got to the 15. That's a nice job on a high snap.
So it will be 2nd and 8 for Huntington. Ball on Riverside's 15-yard line. Will be a 2 running back set. Jones and Felder in the game. Felder will get the carry up the middle. Breaks an initial tackle.
Number 75 makes the stop, and he's Elijah Williams. They call him the best lineman on the team. Coach Doherty really very high on that player. He was an honorable mention selection last year on the All-State team.
They'll make it 3rd and 5 now for the Highlanders. Huntington wanting to get the ball in the end zone for a 4th consecutive offensive possession. Locko with 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. Takes the snap, faces some pressure, makes a man miss. Still looking downfield, but the pressure will get to him. Locko is dropped right at the 15.
Williams again reached up, got the quarterback, didn't let go of the jersey, and gets the stop for no gain.
We'll see what the Highlanders do here.
They might go for the field goal here. Certainly got the leg for that on turf. His long this year was 43 yards against South Charleston, but they're going to go for all of it.
Highlanders keep the offense on the field. Locko will have Jones to his left, 3 receivers to the near side, and 1 to the far. Locko takes the snap, looking to his left, fires it that way, and the pass is intercepted. Pass intended for Zaza Jackson, but the Riverside secondary cuts in front of the pass and intercepts it right at the 5-yard line.
Really nice play as a back shoulder throw. Zaza, though, couldn't get in front of the defender. The defender was actually behind him. If the throw had been over their head, he'd have been in a much better shape to catch it, but back at the 5-yard line. Great defensive play there.
An extremely crucial play there from the Riverside defense, bending but not breaking, keeping this at a 2-score game. Still 8 minutes and 18 seconds remaining here in the third, so plenty of time for Riverside to try and mount a comeback. The first play of this drive is a handoff to Alderson. He runs to his right and is stopped after a short gain of 1.
He's taking a lot of shots in this game. Curtis Jones got the tackle on that one, but he has taken a lot of hard shots.
Alderson really being a workhorse tonight for the Riverside offense, getting a ton of touches and scoring the Lone Warriors touchdown of the game to this point. Will be 2nd and down for Riverside, ball on its own 7-yard line. Walker back in shotgun, takes the snap, hands the ball off the middle, and there's a fumble. But Riverside jumps on it immediately.
Good job by number 9, Michael Terrell, coming up with that loose ball. Good pop that time by 50. James Scott on the tackle, along with Curtis Jones. They knocked the ball loose.
Solid play by Terrell after initially losing the fumble or falling on his own fumble. And
yeah, they actually picked up 3 yards.
Yeah. We'll make it 3rd and 6 here for Riverside, looking for a big 3rd down conversion. Walker takes the shotgun snap, facing some pressure. He's hit as he fires the ball. Pass. Still waiting to see if it is complete or not. It is an incomplete pass.
Broken up by the Khalif Ty, intended for number 20, Roger Gray. He had 4 catches in their win against Lincoln County for 40 yards, but that one did not make it, and they'll have to punt again.
Riverside will have to punt from its own end zone here. 6 minutes and 47 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Snap back to Alderson. He has time, and he sends a high kick down the field to Wainick. Wainick fair catches the ball right at Riverside's 42-yard line. And once again, Woody, Huntington winning the battle of field position here.
Yes, that's the thing. When you back them up like that, it was almost like a punt on 4th down. They get the ball at the 6, but it was too big a hole to come out of. And now Huntington in great shape at the 42 for their second drive of the half.
We'll see if Laco is able to have a short memory and get back here on offense after that interception. Laco will take the snap, looking to his left, fires the ball down the field for Waynick. He, oh my goodness, almost hit him in stride. Really a nice pass from Laco there. Waynick will tell you himself he probably should have made that catch.
He was so open, and he looked over his shoulder for the ball, just couldn't bring it in. I'm sure he's going to tell Laco, let's try to get that one again.
Yep, he is hitting his chest right now, saying that is on me. Will be 2nd and 10 for the Highlanders. Ball still on the Riverside 42-yard line. 3 receivers to the far side and 1 to the near. Laco takes the snap, and it is a designed quarterback run. He has some space to his right, makes a man miss, gets the first down marker, and once more. He is wrestled out of bounds.
Great lead block by Deidrick Graves, number 22, out as the fullback, pulling in front of his quarterback. It's just an old-time wing T play right there, and they ran it well. Looks like a flag, though. We'll bring it back.
Yeah, see Huntington moving back in the wrong direction, so that was my thought as well. Woody didn't see the flag on the field, so not exactly sure where it came in at.
Captain's out there, number 55, Max Wentz, the center. He has talked to Dartmouth about playing his football there. Great center. Obviously speaks of his GPA, too.
And it looks like this must have been a holding penalty, Woody. It's a 10-yard penalty.
That's what I would guess, yeah. They're back at the Huntington 48.
So Huntington really backed up now. We'll need 26 yards to convert for a first down. Of course, just second down here.
I don't think that math is right. I think it's like 2nd and 20. 21, yeah, there we go.
Okay, they fixed the scoreboard now, so 2nd and 21. Laco drops back to pass, fires a short screen pass.
Deidrick Graves
still fighting his way forward. Looks like he's tripped up just inside of Riverside's 40-yard line.
Good play over there by number 1, Braxton Jones, to make a stop. Graves hadn't caught a lot of passes this year. He was 2 for 7, but that was an excellent catch and run to give Huntington a chance at a first down at 38.
Good design there from Huntington. Turns a 2nd and 21 to 3rd and 7. We'll see if the Highlanders are able to pick up 3rd and manageable here. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Laco back in shotgun. He takes the snap, facing some initial pressure, tries to roll out to his left.
A lot of room.
Nothing but green grass in front of him. Laco past the 20 is tackled down at the 15-yard line.
Touchdown saving tackle there by number 3, Jake Walker, his opposite number. Keeps him from going all the way. Great pressure inside, but they lost contain, and he was able to get outside and run that ball all the way down to the 14-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10.
That was a 24-yard pickup from Laco, and that is where it can be really valuable to have a mobile quarterback.
No doubt about that.
1 second, you're about to get dropped in the backfield for a loss, but it ends up being a great play for the Highlanders. Huntington back in the red zone once again, looking to extend its 2-touchdown lead. 4.5 minutes remain here in the 3rd quarter. Laco sends Felder in motion, takes the snap, hands the ball to Jones. He runs up the middle and is met at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Williams again, we've talked about him all night, and assisted by Alex Beria. Those are 2 really good inside players for this team. They hold that to a no gain. Curtis Jones, a big, strong back at 6'2", 205. He doesn't get thrown backwards very often.
Riverside looking to bend but not break once again. The last time the Warrior defense was in this position. Riverside was able to come away with an interception.
And an illegal procedure called on Huntington, backs the ball up 5 more.
That will give the Warriors an even better chance of limiting the damage from Huntington here.
They're calling it first and 15 at the 19, so.
Locko back in shotgun, will send Felder in motion, but hands the ball off to Jones once again. Same play, a little more success this time. Jones able to pick up, looks like about 5 yards there. Dropped at the Riverside 16-yard line.
So 2nd and 12. Ball to 16.
Locko running over to the sideline to get the play call. He's back in the huddle now.
By the way, Locko, 7 carries, 72 yards, of course, the 44-yard touchdown.
Locko, Huntington's leading rusher on the season, came into today with 697 yards on the ground. But this time he's looking to pass. Fires it for Wainick in the end zone, and excellent coverage there from the Riverside secondary.
He's pointing at the defensive back saying maybe he had a hold of me. He didn't quite get it as high up as he normally would on one of those jumps, but a good job by the defender out there, Michael Terrell.
I like the idea from Locko, though, there.
Yep.
Put it up, see if Wainick can come down with it, use all of that 6'2" frame. Already worked once today. But, however, that will bring things to 3rd and 12 for the Highlanders. Ball still on Riverside's 16-yard line. Huntington breaks the huddle.
Play clock's on 40 for some reason. Not quite sure that we have a play clock right now.
Well, certainly won't see a delay of game here. Well, the officials are going to.
Yeah, they're going to have to talk about what are we going to do here, guys.
Exactly.
If part of their, somebody has a stopwatch in case things like this happen, but that's just, I think when you put the clock in the officials' hands, it takes away maybe from their other duties, because you're always fooling with the stopwatch. Now they've got the clock at 25, so hopefully it'll start up ready to go. Locko having a quick word with Wainick about what they might try to do next time.
Yeah, the officials saw what you saw, Woody. We're able to get that corrected. Play clock back and running now. 3 minutes and 20 seconds remain here in the 3rd quarter of play. Locko takes the shotgun snap, fires the ball over the middle. It is caught by Jackson, and he is dropped just short of the goal line. Looks like the ball will be placed at the 2-yard line.
Good tackle by 14, Adam Wilkinson, but not a matchup he's going to win with the speed that Zaza has.
The officials back the ball up 1 yard. The ball will be placed at the 3, 1st and goal for the Highlanders.
Zaza's first catch of the night.
Huntington lining up in a shotgun formation. They'll run a triple option. Locko pitches this one out to Felder, who has an easy walk-in touchdown.
Boy, that's a hard play to cover when you got that many athletes coming at you. But Felder, he had a wide open. There was nobody really out there to even make a tackle.
What a time to pull out that call as well. Don't believe we've seen that play call from Huntington throughout the day.
I will tell you this, C.J. Crawford has done a great job in his first year as an offensive coordinator at Huntington. That's a story that's not being talked enough about. Well, as good as the kids are, it's helpful to have a coach who not only can tell you what to do, but played and did what you did.
The touchdown from the Highlanders brings the score to 28-7. We are just under 3 minutes left to play here in the 3rd quarter. 2:54 remaining on the clock. We'll go ahead and step aside for a quick break. Oh,
let's just keep it here because they're ready, getting about ready to kick off here.
We will keep it here for the moment. Huntington getting ready to kick off the ball here momentarily. Riverside sending its return team back onto the field.
9 plays for Huntington that time, 42 yards. Seemed like they were 3rd and long that whole drive, but kept getting the big play to keep it moving.
II lining up the kickoff for the Highlanders.
Took them 3 minutes and 46 seconds to go, 42 yards. That's a little bit longer than some of the other drives earlier in the game.
Yeah. II sends this one over down the field, and it will bounce into the end zone for a touchback.
His 24th kick into the end zone this year. That's 15 into the end zone in the last 4 games of the season. He has really been a weapon. Only a sophomore. I've got to think that he's going to be a kicker a lot of people are going to look at because he's just going to get bigger and stronger. Of course, soccer player as well at Huntington. Got his foot hurt in a soccer match earlier, but has come back from that and really is a huge weapon for this team.
Along with that touchback, he's done a great job on the extra points tonight, 4 for 4 on the day. Riverside will start this drive on the 20-yard line, needing to go 80 yards to reach the Huntington end zone. The
Big
Warriors,
hit on the quarterback.
Yeah, the Warriors start this drive with a jet sweep. Ball given to Braxton Jones. He runs to the near side of the field, and as Woody mentioned, big hit laid by the Huntington defense.
Yeah, coming in there was Curtis Jones, the defensive end, and Cleef Tye Jr. also in on that hit. Picks up about 2 yards, but really earned that.
A tough 2 yards there for Jones. Set up 2nd and 8 for Riverside. Walker takes the snap and fires the ball quickly to his left.
Yeah, looked like he was trying to hit number 21, Bryce Green, but I think Noah Waynick got a hand on it.
Ball falls incomplete and brings up 3rd down for Riverside.
That is the 10th pass broken up this year by Noah Waynick.
Waynick doing it all, as we mentioned, offense, defense, and special teams. 3rd and long now for Riverside. Walker takes the snap and will hand the ball off to Alderson, who runs to his left and is brought down at the line of scrimmage.
Big tackle by a big man. James Scott is having a night tonight as he makes the tackle in the backfield. Huntington was bringing the house that time. A loss was about all that Alderson saved there. He got back to the 22 somehow.
So with that, it is 4th down now for Riverside. The punting unit comes out onto the field once again. Alderson won't get a break as he is the punter as well. Some pressure from Huntington, but Alderson is able to just get it off. Ball bounces around midfield. Waynick will let the ball keep rolling, and it is down at Huntington's 43-yard line. 1 minute and 27 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter of action.
30-yard or 40-yard punt, no return. That was a good punt by the quarterback that time.
We'll see now, Woody, if Huntington is able to really just take control of this game. Somewhat kind of go for the jugular here, already up by 3 scores, but a 4-touchdown lead into the 4th quarter is something that would be very nice to see for the Highlanders. Laco back in shotgun, takes the snap and pitches the ball out quickly to Jackson. Jackson breaks a few tackles, has some space. He might go all the way. 20, 10, 5, touchdown for the freshman Zaza Jackson.
He has a different gear once he makes that turn. It's the same play they ran against South Charleston 2 weeks ago. He exploded for an 89-yard touchdown there. This time, not quite as far, but giving 57 yards on that play.
And Huntington immediately going for the jugular there. Just a short, just one play drive, right, Woody?
Yep.
Yep, one play drive once again for the second time of the game. Huntington has had a one-play drive that resulted in a touchdown.
This second half is looking exactly like the second half against South Charleston. They didn't play great the first half. They're playing so much better in the second half and hitting the big plays all over the place. That took 9 seconds to go 57 yards.
II puts the extra point up and in, bringing the score to 35-7 in favor of the Highlanders. We'll step aside for a quick break. You're listening to Huntington High School football on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Planning for a funeral is never easy, and selecting the right mortuary can be important. Family owned and operated for over 6 decades, our family has helped other families going through the most difficult time. Chapman's Mortuary and Crematory can help you plan arrangements today or offer a pre-need funeral plan in line with your intimate wishes. And now, we provide Huntington's only on-site crematory. Call us for a free consultation. Chapman's Mortuary and Crematory, serving the tri-state for over 60 years.
This is Huntington High School head football coach Billy Seals, and my players are awesome. Through the example of athletics with character, integrity, perseverance, our young men are good role models for the community of Huntington, and we're looking forward to all that they do on and off the field for our program. Cabell County Schools, #BeAwesome.
Welcome back out to Fitz-Alexander Campbell Thomas Memorial Stadium. Just over a minute remaining here in the third quarter of action.
Good return that time by number 9, Michael Terrell for Riverside. Picked it off at the 8, ran it back to the 30, so a first and 10 for Riverside there. Still have a minute 6 left here in the third quarter.
Riverside looking to get things going on offense. The Warriors have not scored since the opening drive of the game. Walker back in shotgun looking to pass. Has some time. Fires the ball down the field, intended for Alderson.
Nice catch there on the sideline by number 68. We don't even have him on her roster, but he pulled it in. Everybody's patting him on the back. Linemen don't get a chance, even if it's out of bounds. That's a good play.
So the man on the sidelines makes the catch. However, since he was not playing, it will go incomplete for the Warriors. Bring up 2nd and 10.
Third quarterback pressure of the game. That gives Donovan Garrett 20 pressures on the season.
We are just inside of the last minute of play in the third quarter. Walker fakes the run, fires a pass out quickly. I believe that was Jones who comes away with the catch. He's tackled right at the first down marker, and the officials will give him the first down.
A nice catch. I mean, and a good play by Walker. Find the receiver, get him the ball, and pick up the first down. That's their first down of the second half.
7-yard gain for Riverside. Warriors will have 1st and 10 on its own 40-yard line. Walker back in pistol, takes the shotgun snap, looks to pass once again, fires the ball for Jones once again, looking for him in the flat, but the pass falls incomplete.
And make it quarterback pressure, number 4 of the night by number 2. Garrett is going to be in Walker's nightmares tonight. He's going to see a big number 2 chasing him around this evening when he goes to bed.
The Huntington defensive line has done a great job throughout the night applying pressure, not giving Walker much time to set his feet and throw the ball. This time Walker will hand the ball off up the middle. It's Alderson who gets the carry.
Nice tackle there by number 58 for Huntington, Gazarian Jackson. He's a sophomore, goes 265. Didn't come in until about mid-season, something academic possibly, but since then he's been a real nice spot player for Huntington to get in there and sub for the regular defensive lineman.
We'll call it a 4-yard pickup, and it will be 3rd and 6, but that will be the final play of the third quarter. So After 36 minutes of play, the Huntington Highlanders lead the Riverside Warriors 35-7. We'll go ahead and step aside for another quick break. You're listening to Huntington High School football on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
At any age can be a game changer. But Marshall Orthopedics, the area's only comprehensive sports medicine practice, is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Orthopedics takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Little General Stores knows West Virginia, but what some may not know is what LG is doing in your communities. And I'm here to tell you how Little General, with the strength of their 100+ stores, is helping to enrich lives and empower families in West Virginia. Like the Norma May Huggins Cancer Research Endowment Fund, which is fighting to cure cancer every day right here in West Virginia. Locally owned and operated, LG has always been there and always will be. Little General Stores, committed to West Virginians. Boom!
An injury at any age can be a game changer. But with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of
on Saturdays. Huntington Highlanders football now on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
3rd and 8 here for Riverside. First play of the fourth quarter. It is a read option quarterback keeper for the junior Jake Walker. He runs to his right and picks up the first down, but hold on, there is a flag on the play.
Jordan Price, who we didn't know whether he'd be back. I made a note possible for the playoffs and put a question mark by it, but he's back and playing and got the tackle on that play. He had a safety where he made a tackle in the end zone earlier this year. He also leads the team with 3 forced fumbles. And we've got an update. Spring Valley in the third quarter leading Hurricane 21-7.
Spring Valley coming off of that big win against Martinsburg last week. Huntington fans love that, as that moved Huntington up in the rankings from number 2 to number 1. However, right now, Riverside will
backed up big time.
The penalty was on the Warriors, and that will make this a 4th and 15.
Must have been a personal foul after the play was over. That's all I can figure, because they backed them up from where the flag went down at about the 49 and backed them all the way up to the somewhere inside the 35-yard line. Another update here. This one is a shocker. Woodrow Wilson 21, South Charleston 21 in the fourth quarter. Wow. Woodrow Wilson might make the playoffs if they would beat South Charleston. Now it's 27-21. Wilson just scored, so Beckley with the lead.
Get live updates here. 4th and 15, Riverside will punt, and it is a booming kick from Alderson. Wainick will field it off of a bounce, looking for exactly where he wants to run. He will try the far sideline, and he's picked up some blocking. He's got some space, makes another man miss, has one man to beat, and he will do just that. What a return from Wainick.
I've got him from the 27-yard line. That means it's a 73-yard punt return touchdown. First punt return touchdown of the year by anybody for Huntington.
I mean, what a play there, Woody. Fielded it off the bounce and kind of took a moment to see exactly where he wanted to run. And, man, he had all the speed he needed to run up that far sideline and reach pay dirt.
That's his second special team touchdown. He had the one against Cabell Midland to give Huntington the lead in the second half. He does a little bit of everything for this team. Amazing punt return there.
II now on for the extra point. Snap is good, the hold is good, and the kick is good.
Just like that, 42-7.
And so with that, the Highlanders now lead by 35 points. The score is 42-7.
I'll tell you what, I can't remember a collapse worse.
It's going to be America's favorite breakfast. They just don't know it yet. The
These are a few of my favorite Wendy's is changing the game from this to a breakfast that eats other breakfasts for breakfast. Who says you can't have a Baconator for breakfast? Don't just grab a coffee. Grab a Frosty Chino instead. And forget that frozen folded egg stuff. All of these have fresh cracked eggs. One bite and it'll be your new favorite. Guaranteed. Try your new favorite today. We'll even deliver it. Order by 10 a.m.
Looking for fair prices, professional service, and the most customer-friendly shop in the tri-state? Then Freedom Gun & Pawn in Lavalette is your kind of place. Freedom Gun & Pawn has the best selection of new, pre-owned, and vintage firearms, plus a large stock of ammo and accessories. Freedom Gun & Pawn is everything you want in a gun and pawn shop. Freedom Gun & Pawn, proud to support our local high schools and communities. Across from Food Fair in Lavalette, online at freedomgunandpawn.com.
Set to take the kick off for the Highlanders. Official blows the whistle. Now II sends the ball down the field. Kick going end over end and is caught by Alderson at the 15. He darts quickly to his left, puts on another nice juke move.
I think maybe that was Jones, number 1. I know those numbers are extremely hard to see. Purple and black, that shouldn't even be legal.
Yeah.
Not unless you put a big white border around the number and a flag down on that play near the end of the play.
It looks like the return is coming back.
Yeah.
That was
really a nice return. Good job. Braxton Jones is done a nice job on returns tonight, but a hold always gets you. It seems like on kicks especially. The block in the back or the hold.
There's been a number of Riverside returns tonight. I believe that is at least the third return where there has been a penalty bringing the return back.
So the ball is going to be marched back to the 25-yard line. So instead of the 40, all the way back to 25.
Riverside now really needing to get things going on offense.
Well, the quarterback would like to be throwing it around some, but every time he throws, he's got somebody breathing down his neck. And the defensive secondary has done a nice job again for Huntington.
Walker takes the snap. He will throw here. This pass intended for Bryant Welch, but falls incomplete.
First time we've seen Welch targeted tonight. Good job by Jordan Price of being there and making the play.
It will be 2nd and 10 for the Warriors. However, with the rules in high school, the clock is still running now, even after the incomplete pass.
Yes.
Huntington leading by 35 points now. We will have a running clock throughout the remainder of this game.
Quarterback just got hit again. Donovan Garrett pass was incomplete. About 3 or 4 linebackers converged on the receiver.
Yeah, Walker tried the short bubble screen pass, but the Huntington defense sniffed that one out. You have to make another good play on that and force 2 straight incomplete passes.
Donovan Garrett now at 21 quarterback pressures this season. He's had 5 in this game alone.
Whew. So that makes things 3rd and 10 now for Riverside. Clock just ticking under 10 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter. Walker takes the shotgun snap, rolls to his right, fires the ball, and it is caught. The receiver is knocked out of bounds. It was Braxton Jones. Looks like no gain on the play.
Yeah, Noah Waynick was right there as he caught the ball and pushed him backwards about 5 yards. He gets the original line of scrimmage.
And so Riverside with no choice but to send the punting unit out once again.
In the second half, 1 for 5 passing with 10 yards on the one game. They just haven't been able to get anything done because of the pass rush.
Alderson back to kick for the I want to say Riverside and Warriors at the same time. Back to kick for Riverside.
Felder back this time.
He sends one that bounces just before midfield and takes a Riverside bounce. The ball will be downed at the Huntington High 43-yard line.
33-yard punt, no return.
Now the Highlanders will see what they do on offense here. Wonder if they'll still be looking for the end zone here, maybe try to run the ball, chew up a little bit of the clock. Just over 8 minutes remaining in this contest.
Jedrick Graves, the freshman running back, has been in quite a bit here in the second half. Zaza Jackson, a late addition here for Huntington.
One receiver to the near side, two to the far. Lockout takes the snap, has some pressure, rolls from his right to his left, fires the ball down the field, and a one-hand catch made by Wainick.
Oh, my goodness. With the pressure in his face, he throws a perfect spiral, and Wainick sticks up the big left hand and pulls it in.
And what a couple of plays in the second half here from Wainick. I believe the last 2 times he's touched the ball, punt return for a touchdown, and then an unbelievable one-hand catch there made by the senior.
All the way to the other 25, a 38-yard gain.
So the ball now on the Riverside 25-yard line. Waco takes the snap, hands the ball off up the middle. It is De'Eric Graves, runs the ball to his left, is tripped up right at the first down marker. We'll see if they give it to him or not here. It's at least a 9-yard run, and it looks like that is what they will mark it. It will be 2nd and 1.
3 catches for 84 yards for Noah Wainick in the game, including the 18-yard touchdown.
Really solid game from the senior Wainick. It's 2nd and 1 now for the Highlanders. 6.5 minutes remaining in the contest. Waco takes the snap, fakes the handoff, fires it to the end zone for Wainick. Did he come down with that? Yes, he did. Touchdown, Highlanders.
Oh, and he finished the play by sticking the landing. Looked like a gymnast coming off the turf.
Now that takes some athleticism right there.
So a 16-yard touchdown to add to Wainick's total tonight. And that puts him at 100 yards receiving.
Wainick with the hat trick now today. 3 touchdowns in this evening's contest. On for the extra point. He puts it up and through the uprights. Good once again, and that will bring the score to 49-7 in favor of the Highlanders. Now 49 straight unanswered points.
An injury at any age can be a game changer, but with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
If you're enjoying tonight's free broadcast of Huntington High School football, please consider making a donation to Huntington High School Sports Boosters. High school football ticket admissions cover the cost of many other high school sports programs. Due to the attendance restrictions from COVID-19, your support is more important than ever before. Please donate at paypal.com/HHS Boosters or click on the link in the Facebook post. Thanks, and go Highlanders!
An injury at any age can be a game changer, but Marshall Orthopedics, the area's only comprehensive sports medicine practice, is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Orthopedics takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
There's got to be some kind of trophy for a kid that plays as well as Noah Wainick does.
Will kick the ball off down the field as just 5 minutes read on the clock here. It is Braxton Jones with the return, runs the ball to his left and cuts to his right, has some open space in front of him. Cuts to the middle of the field before he is dropped down just past midfield.
31 coming up with the tackle for Huntington is Marcus Dean. He's a backup player, but that's his 6th tackle of the year, and he's 5th while on special teams. Good return, though. I'll tell you what, Braxton Jones, they got to get the ball in his hand more. He is a sensational return guy.
There's 2 straight returns where he has done a very nice job with the ball in space, making a few men miss and showing the ability to be a very effective cutback runner as well.
A 35-yard return that time on the kickoff.
Officials will place the ball right at midfield. Riverside looking to score for the first time since its initial possession of the ball game.
They only have 1 first down in the second half.
Walker hands the ball off to Alderson. He fights his way forward for a tough 2 yards before he's brought down by the Huntington defense.
Yep, Bradshaw in on the tackle along with the new clean jersey. Stephen Smith is another sub. That is his 7th tackle of the season.
And as the time is running out quickly, 3 minutes and 15 seconds left in this contest. It's 2nd and 8 for the Warriors. Walker takes the snap, looking to pass. Fires the ball towards Jones down the field, and it goes just off of his fingertips.
Wow.
Well, they listened to you, Woody. They tried to get him a little more involved.
I'll tell you what, he's exciting, especially his return. You know, he's got a return mentality because he's like, even though he's going straight, he's looking on the periphery to see where the hole might be, and he's a pretty good job of finding it. When he's got the ball, he's done some exciting things with it. Few new shirts out there for Huntington here late in the game.
It'll be 3rd and 8 now for Riverside. 2.5 minutes remain here in the 4th quarter. Walker takes the snap, rolls to his right, looking down the field for Jones, and he narrowly misses him once again.
They've just struggled passing the ball in this half. That is 7 passes. They're 1 of 7 for 10 yards.
And with every completion, the clock still running here as Huntington is leading by 42 points in the 4th quarter.
No, that's disappointing for the Warriors, who'd like to have a little more time, try to at least get one in the end zone. But there's a good rule, keeps the score from going up higher.
Be 4th and 8 for Riverside. Walker takes the snap, fires the ball quickly to his left. It is Green.
Nice job by Green to get the first down. Taken down by Huntington's number 15, Aries Walker. For Walker, that's his 2nd tackle of the season.
Gives the Warriors a fresh set of downs, moving into Huntington High territory.
That's only their 2nd first down of the half.
So 1st and 10 on the Highlander 38-yard line. Walker in an empty set. Clock ticks just under 1 minute remaining in the contest. Walker takes the snap, rolls to his right, looking down the field, and a nice leaping catch is made there. I believe that was Braxton Jones once again. So
yeah, it was, and he was covered up pretty good by number 30, Walter Williams, but still came down with the ball.
Riverside really trying to get Jones involved here late in the game.
Well, there's no doubt, as he's showing right now, he's an exciting player for them, and you've got to think there's a chance he's going to do some good things this year.
1st and 10 for Riverside. Ball on the Huntington 24-yard line. Walker throws the ball in the end zone, and the ball is almost intercepted off of the deflection.
Broken up down there by, looks like Ty. Maybe he's still in the end zone. Must have taken a bit of a shot there.
And that will be the final play of the ball game. Huntington coming away with the 49-7 victory, capping off an undefeated regular season. What are your initial thoughts on the game?
Well, they did what they had to do to cement their win of the MSAC, to make sure that they're number 1 in the playoffs and they'll be at home, and to get a win and you know, get some kids highlighted. Like there's no doubt they were trying to get the ball to Noah Waynick and he put on a show tonight, that's for sure. But I still, Riverside's opening drive, 17 plays, 78 yards, 10 minutes taken off the clock. That was as good as any opening drive that I've seen in years. And, but Huntington's just got so many players, and they get it to Felder, they get it to Waynick, or they get it to Jackson, and they just run and run and run.
A very well-balanced team. We'll go ahead and step aside for a break. We will have the post-game recap when we return. You're listening to Huntington High School football on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Be America's favorite breakfast. They just don't know it yet. These are a few of my favorite Wendy's is changing the game from this to a breakfast that eats other breakfasts for breakfast. Who says you can't have a Baconator for breakfast? Don't just grab a coffee. Grab a Frosty Chino instead. And forget that frozen folded egg stuff. All of these have fresh cracked eggs. One bite and it'll be your new favorite. Guaranteed. Try your new favorite today. We'll even deliver it. Order by 10 a.m.
Planning for a funeral is never easy, and selecting the right mortuary can be important. Family owned and operated for over 6 decades, our family has helped other families going through the most difficult time. Chapman's Mortuary and Crematory can help you plan arrangements today or offer a pre-need funeral plan in line with your intimate wishes. And now, we provide Huntington's only on-site crematory. Call us for a free consultation. Chapman's Mortuary and Crematory, serving the tri-state for over 60 years.
Junior back to the bottom. Logano fails to block, and Junior wants the lead.
Tonight's low is going to get down to about 57.
Racing down to the white flag. One final lap. Junior crosses.
Side by side, Truex around.
Carl Edwards spins down to the apron.
MRN, keeping you in the race.
This is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
Proud to be the voice of NASCAR in the tri-state. Big Buck Country 1015.
The Marshall Orthopedics High School Game of the Week, presented by the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute, is brought to you in part by Taxmasters. Visit Taxmasters ProBooks at TaxmastersProBooksPlus.com or call them at 740-867-8333. And Jason W. Elkins at Elkins State Farm Agency. Jason can help you find coverage that works for you. Jason W. Elkins, State Farm Agent, 4346 5th Street Road, Huntington, and the Governor's Highway Safety Program. You drive, you text, you pay.
This is Huntington High School head football coach Billy Seals, and my players are awesome. Through the example of athletics with character, integrity, perseverance, our young men are good role models for the community of Huntington, and we're looking forward to all that they do on and off the field for our program. Cowboy County Schools, #BeAwesome.
Coach Bob Huggins here at your local Little General store. As I travel this great state, it's nice to know that almost anywhere I go, there's a local Little General nearby. So the next time you're on the road, look for the Little General sign and tell them Hugs sent you.
For KINDRED Communications, this is home. When other broadcasting companies went nationwide, we stayed home.
This is home.
This is home.
This is home.
6 radio stations broadcasting on 9 signals across 3 states. For KINDRED Communications,
This
is
home.
Coach Bob Huggins here at your local Little General store. As I travel this great state, it's nice to know that almost anywhere I go, there's a local Little General nearby. So the next time you're on the road, look for the Little General sign and tell them Hugs.
28-yard catch. And, there's so many heroes on this Huntington team tonight, though, who played so well. I mean, you had Noah Waynick had 4 catches for 100 yards and 2 touchdowns, plus a punt return touchdown. 72 yards rushing for Alaco in the game. And his passing, not perfect with 2 interceptions. You don't like that. But he hit the big plays. He hit for 2 touchdowns. And they ran the ball fairly decently, enough to keep him off balance. But it just seemed like the muff punt and the score by Waynick to make it, or by Laco to make 7-7, completely changed the momentum of this game. From then on, it was Huntington going downhill like they were running out at the park or something.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like, Woody, this game could be described as it was close until it wasn't. Riverside leading 7-0, I believe, until about like midway through the second quarter, and then Huntington going on a scoring surge there at the end of the second quarter. But that last Huntington touchdown coming within the last minute of the first half, if Riverside is able to keep the Highlanders out of the end zone there, it's just a one-score game going into the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it just seemed like they had the momentum and they had the ball, and they got Huntington to make a mistake on the interception and then the muff punt. And like I say, it just turned the Huntington switch. They got fired up when Laco came back from being hit hard and ran for 44 yards, and after that it was just pitch and catch and have fun, and let's score some touchdowns here. I mean, Amari Felder had an amazing run and catch on his 41-yarder, and on that play, Noah Waynick blocked 3 different guys on the play. Laco has approached both now. He holds the season record, and he's approaching the career record on throwing touchdowns. So all you know now is Billy Seals will get up and go up to Parkersburg on Sunday. We'll see what time we play next week, and it's going to be in Huntington for the next 3 weeks, hopefully all the way to going to Wheeling for a championship run.
Yeah, Huntington has now, with this win, secured the #1 seed for the West Virginia AAA state playoffs. We'll see if they are able to go all the way with the great home field advantage that you just mentioned, Woody.
Yeah, you hope the fans turn out. I mean, I know next 2 weekends they're going to go head-to-head, and with Marshall basketball on Friday, football on Saturday, and then the next week there's women's basketball on Friday, and I believe Marshall has an afternoon game. So, if you're a fan, I know it's a tough call, but if you haven't come out and seen this team, I mean, they make football exciting. The slow starts sometimes seem to, and then all of a sudden it's like they're running downhill the whole game. So I would encourage you to come out and see this team play, no matter who they draw, for the next 3 weeks, because I think it's a really special team. And with everybody else talking about who is going to win the title and who do you think, they love that nobody's saying Huntington. They love that nobody's picking the guys on the mountaintop at the far western part of the state. So they just love that role, and they'll keep playing it.
Well, we'll go ahead and step aside for we'll go ahead and get to the thank yous portion of the broadcast. Sorry, still a little new with the format. My first game here, so
heck of a job tonight.
Was asking that to Woody right before we got back from the last break, if I'm being honest. So time for the thank yous portion of the broadcast. First and foremost, I would like to thank you, the listener. If it weren't for you, the listener at home, there would be no reason to have this broadcast. We appreciate each and every one of you tuning in, whether it was just for a couple minutes while you ran to get some groceries or you stayed tuned in for the entire contest. We really appreciate that. And then next off, I would like to thank my producer back in the studios, and I'm going to have to ask Woody for a little help here.
Gabriel Sellards does a great job for us back in the studio every week, and he's been along for this Huntington ride for the past few years. So
we want to get Gabriel to thank you. Knew him just on a first-name basis at the moment. I know we also want to thank Paul Swan for everything that he does, letting us come out here and take up some of the airtime and call this game. And last but not least, I would like to thank my color announcer, Woody Woodrum. Woody, it's been great to come out here.
Yeah.
First time doing this, not at school, so it was, a little different, a little nerves, but had a fun time with you. Feel like it went pretty well.
Well, the Highlanders gave you a few highlight reel calls,
right.
So that's always a good thing. No, you did a nice job tonight. We appreciate Christian stepping in and taking over. Andrew's going to come back for the playoff run, and we'll see where we go from there. But we do very much appreciate your effort, which was top-notch tonight.
Well, I really appreciate you saying that, Woody, and thanks to everybody for the opportunity. So with that, I would like to say once again, your final score, Huntington High 49, Riverside 7. Thank you for joining us for tonight's game. Have a great rest of your evening.
And coming up next, it'll be Fred Persinger and Dave Jacklin